the current intelligence community's assessment is that ISIS-K could potentially develop a capability within 6 to 12 months, and that al-Qaeda could potentially develop that capability within 1 to 2 years. But it's precisely that threat that we need to remain vigilant and disrupt.
Well, that was Undersecretary of Defense Colin Kahl talking about the capabilities of al-Qaeda and ISIS-K to attack the U.S. during a Senate Armed Services Committee hearing earlier today. So how concerned should we be about our national security right now? Joining us to discuss is Ohio Congressman and ranking member of the House Armed Services Subcommittee on Strategic Forces, Mike Turner. Congressman, welcome back to the show.
Lindsay, Sean, thank you for having me.
Okay, so concerning things here, hearing from Colin Kahl talking about how soon this could be, within a year, 2 years. Do you think it will be that timeline sooner, and how concerned should Americans be?
Well, I think Americans should be very concerned because the policies that are coming out of the White House are absolutely threatening our national security. This is a result of Biden's policy and the manner in which he pulled out of Afghanistan, as opposed to the conditions-based plan that was put in place by the Trump administration. And what we see now are terrorist groups and organizations that are going to take advantage of that, fill in the space, use that area for planning attacks against our nation, and then we're going to have to respond. They already showed that they're over-the-horizon capabilities don't really exist with the tragic missile that killed innocent people, where they were saying they were demonstrating their capabilities. We don't have the intelligence on the ground. We don't have the space within which to operate, and so it's going to be very difficult for us to intervene in Afghanistan as these groups gain power and control.
You know, we mentioned going out of the last block this hypersonic missile that China had fired off, right? And actually, I think the report at the time was that our intelligence agencies didn't really fully recognize it. What kind of threat does a hypersonic missile from China actually pose to the mainland?
Well, a grave threat. And again, this is an area where this administration is doing nothing. And this missile, it likely violates the space treaty that China is a party to. And the administration should be asserting that. The other thing that they should be doing, in addition to holding China accountable, is making certain that we invest in our own military so that we have capabilities to be able to respond and deter. Now, the problem here is not just that hypersonics move at a very rapid pace, but they also move in an unpredictable manner. So you can't really tell when one is launched, where it's going to go. It would, of course, overcome any of our missile defense systems. It could evade even our own abilities to sense that a missile has been launched or a hypersonic attack is occurring to the United States. But it gives them that ability to have unpredictability where we don't know where they're attacking. This is not about Taiwan. This is not about China just becoming a world power. This clearly is first strike type capability. This is well beyond just modernizing their military. China needs to be held accountable. There's no reason for China seeking this level of weapons and nuclear capabilities. It is very destabilizing for the whole world.
Congressman, do the Democrats across the aisle have the same concern that you're sharing with us right now?
Well, when I've been in classified briefings both on the Intelligence Committee and in the Armed Services Committee, and I can tell you that they do. And what you don't hear, though, is that the administration shares that concern. You heard Jen Psaki say, well, we welcome the competition. No, we don't. No one should be competing in this area. In hypersonics, in trying to use nuclear weapons in this manner, it's very destabilizing. But if our adversaries are going to seek these capabilities, we need to make certain that America steps up to the plate, that we have the strongest and the most capable military. Right now, the Biden administration is sitting idly by while they want to spend trillions of dollars on social programs that they claim are infrastructure. They need to be doubling down and investing in the United States military.
I just want to switch gears for a second to this caravan that left southern Mexico on Saturday, and it's getting closer and closer to our border. The organizers of the caravan have basically admitted that they're coming because this administration's policies seemingly invite them. And so I guess the issue is, we've got one threat from China that you just talked about. We've got al-Qaeda and ISIS, and I don't mean to put it in the same bucket. That's not, but it is a threat. We have people coming over our southern border, and now more and more that clearly we're not going to know who they are. How much, let me ask you this way, how much of a threat do you think that is, and where do you put that on the scale?
Well, it's a huge threat. It's also an economic threat. When you think of there are estimates that it's more than 1.4 million, 1.7 million that might have crossed the border this year. Well, I'm from Dayton, Ohio, and there's about 1.2 million people in the whole metropolitan area. We're talking about basically all of the region of Dayton, Ohio, coming across the border into our country. It's about the equivalent of 2 congressional districts. This is an overwhelming invasion of numbers of individuals, of people that our economy doesn't have the ability to support. At the same time, you have the White House spending uncontrollably so that when we go to the grocery store, we see inflation. So yet people coming across the border, our adversaries becoming stronger, terrorist groups getting a stronghold, inflation spiraling out of control, and this White House just wants to spend on social programs.
You talk about being from Ohio. We've seen a huge spike there in overdose deaths recently, sadly. Big reason, many drugs have been laced with fentanyl. Do you think that is directly related to the crisis at our southern border?
Well, absolutely. It's not just people that come across that border when the border becomes open, which it surely is under this administration by their own policies. You get drugs, you get other, human trafficking, you get organized criminal activity, and so that threatens not only our country but everybody in the neighborhood in which they live.
Congressman Turner, always appreciate your time and your insight. We're going to have you back as these things continue to develop.
Great, thank you so much.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.